Hello and welcome to the NFL Experts Fantasy Focus Edition. We're going to go over our top 5 running backs of way too early in our way too early fantasy rankings. Dave, why don't you kick it off with our first running back?
Well, we have the same rankings. It seems to happen a lot. But
when it's early and all the points come in, it's kind of it's too early to see all the stuff. Hence the name, but. It's going to be like that for some positions, especially when it's like quarterback and running back that are just sure things, pretty much.
Well, obviously, number 1, Adrian Peterson. I mean, how do you not have him one after what he did last year? I mean, like 2,091 yards? Was it?
Very impressive. He came 7 yards away from the record.
Yeah, he's that whole team. He's their whole offense.
Oh, yeah. Averaged almost over 16 points a game, pretty much.
Oh, easily.
He is to me, best player in fantasy football, no question.
Yeah.
So he's obviously a number 1 overall pick, unless you have keeper leagues, in our case. So, obviously the number 1 guy, like you said, the whole entire offense.
Yes.
So, especially if you see Percy Harvin, which I think he'll stay, but if you see Percy Harvin leave,
they're going
to rely on Peterson even more.
All right, number 2, I'm a little bit more shaky on Arian Foster, because I owned him last year in a different league, not ours, and he was streaky. I mean, he was still good, but he was definitely a little bit worse than before. I mean, I don't know, but he's still a great running back. That's why we have him at number 2.
He wasn't his. I mean, he was still elite, and he's still, to me, obviously, I think this is like the second best fantasy player. The thing too is he has some health issues. That's not that big of a risk because it's not that often that he gets hurt, but there's those times where he does get hurt. But he's still, like you said, he is kind of streaky, and it all depends on the Texans that day, if they want to air it out, or he's still, to me, the best, but like you said, it's a good point that he's not as consistent. Consistency is everything in a running back, which will get to our number 3 guy.
Marshawn Lynch, yes, I
Seattle
have him.
Seahawks.
Keeping him in our league.
Very consistent running back.
Oh, yeah, and he's a red zone threat, great running back.
Speed, he's impossible to get down. Of course, the name Beast Mode Beast.
And it's just
Beast Mode. That's something else. Most, to me, other than Peterson, the most consistent running back in the NFL, fantasy-wise. I mean, you know every single week he's going to get over double-digit points. I mean, he's a touchdown machine, like you said. He's just a complete running back for fantasy. He's a great number 1 guy. It's a very balanced offense in the Seahawks, and he's definitely a first top 5 pick in your draft, and I would agree that Lynch is the 3rd guy.
All right, so number 4, Ray Rice of the Ravens, Super Bowl champions. He really didn't show up too much in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was all flat.
Only 59 yards in the Super Bowl.
But throughout the year, and the regular season is the fantasy season, he was great. I mean, broke 1,000 yards, got like 1,200 yards. His touchdowns was good. I believe it was like 11 around there. And
anytime you get double-digit touchdowns, it's a good year to me.
Yeah, he's a good running back.
Great running back. The only thing is Ray Rice. The only thing I'm kind of scared about is, I mean, this isn't a real risk factor, but I'm just gonna spin it off real fast. Where and how do you think Bernard Pierce can fit into this Ravens offense? He had a better playoffs run than Ray Rice did. I know, obviously, he's not a factor to be a starter or anything.
Well, no, he's not going to start over Ray Rice.
Is he a good? Do you think he's a good handcuff on a bench, or do you think he just won't get enough time with how consistent Ray Rice is health-wise and consistency?
Well, he'll get it, but I mean, I wouldn't take him because I don't have Ray Rice, but. Maybe as a 5th running back or something. Yeah, but no higher. Maybe a 6th even.
But Ray Rice, a consistent guy. I mean, he's going to be next year just as good. Great catching ability, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good.
One of his high spots, and I mean, now that he's pretty much the touchdown guy too, the red zone guy, which used to bug me before a couple years back when they had McGahee, he would always take the red zone. But Ray Rice has become a top 5 running back consistently every single year, and he's going to be a great number 1 running back for whoever gets him in their draft next year.
So speaking of a receiving running back, number 5, LeSean McCoy got his new coach Chip Kelly. Does that hurt or help, or does that help or hurt his stock? Because everyone knows how Reed doesn't favor running the ball.
I think it's a great asset, and I think it's really going to improve his stock. I do not think you're only going to see 5 touchdowns out of LeSean McCoy like last year. He had 804 yards total on the year for
but then
rushing,
he was hurt.
But he got hurt.
End,
he missed 4 games due to a concussion. I think he's going to be top-notch back to normal this year, double-digit touchdowns. The read option that Chip Kelly's probably going to put in is going to really help him because you're going to have a mobile quarterback, I think either Michael Vick or Dennis Dixon. Sorry, Nick Foles. And I think that's really going to help McCoy because there's going to be some attention on the quarterback if Chip Kelly puts this in. And McCoy's going to be back to health. My only concern is Chip Kelly always likes to run a 2, you were just about to say. Chip Kelly likes to run a 2 running back set, and Bryce Brown had a lot of success last year when McCoy was hurt.
Two games over 200. Fumbling problems.
Yeah, that's the one issue he's got to get. Then. But 2 games over 200 yards and double touchdowns in each game.
He was great. I mean, he was their only
great handcuff
light during that.
Oh yeah, a great handcuff for any LeSean McCoy owners. But LeSean McCoy is going to be back to normal.
But if you're in a Bryce Brown would probably be the same value as Bernard Pierce.
And the funny thing is, even though it was a down year for McCoy, you still found consistent 10, 11, 12 point a game, which isn't bad. Mm-hmm. It's kind of, which again, I love consistency in running backs. And,
true, but if you're going to...
Oh, as a number 1 running back, no,
you want some guy who's going to explode like
you need
Foster or
Lynch. You got to be able to rely on him and know that he has the potential to score 20 points in a game.
Yes.
All right, that's going to do it for today's NFL Experts Way Too Early Fantasy Projections. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DB Sports Talk and Dave at Dave Crest Sports.